and independent and strong. Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
yes. And then tells you that you are not all that, you know.
Yes, and he starts trying to,
Irene,
yes,
I think we will go very soon.
yes,
Kumar,
yes,
did he send like?
yeah,
Kumar, are we going now?
yes, the
Wait,
process of
wait to
recording.
check. Are we in? Hey, Kumar, are we in? Yes, I think we are. Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to my show, All You Want to Say with Sanja. I'm Sanja Radovanović from Serbia. And hello to all poetic and artistic soul from all around the world. Today I have a very special guest. She's my soul sister from Russia, Polina Lakhtina. Hello, как дела?
Hello, thanks for asking me. I'm very well. Thanks for having me and for giving me the opportunity to talk about different things connected with poetry and inspiration and art in general. I'm so glad to see you.
You are from Russia, but you are also from Siberia. Is it cold there now?
It's not Siberia. Speaking about geography, it's called the Urals. It's the middle part, but it's not very cold because maybe because of the climate changes. We've got about 15, 18 degrees above zero, so it's okay, pretty warm.
It's
So yeah, so everything is okay. The sun is shining, and so yeah. But Urals, of course, it's a kind of a northern territory, so the climate is quite not that severe as in Siberia, for example. So winters are not so cold. Like
so
we
we are
have
not. You are not real Siberia.
To be honest, yeah, the Urals, actually,
Oh,
our region is protected by the range of mountains, the Ural
okay.
Mountains.
Mhm.
So the winds are not blowing so that hard on us. So besides, we are in the southern Urals, which is close, very close to Bashkiria, the south. So the climate is much milder than, for example, in the northern territory of the Urals.
Good, good. We
Yeah,
don't have real winter for many years.
yeah.
Since I was a child, but then was very big snow and everything, and we're playing as kids with snow, and now
Snowballs, yeah,
oh,
now it's different.
centimeters in winter, and that's it. That's nothing. I
Yeah, I
like.
remember. Yeah, but everything is changing now as far as I can judge, because when I came to London in 1996, it was such a great contrast for me because I came on January the 5th. It was right after Christmas, and the temperature was about 15 degrees above zero. So the roses were in, and when later, a few years later, I was living and studying in London, all of a sudden the temperature in winter dropped below -20. And all of a
Oh.
sudden we had snow. And I remember I was walking to my college, passing the Tottenham Court Road, and it was so freezing that I will
Oh,
never
not again, internet.
forget. So, but
We have
it's
interruption.
oh, that's so sorry about that. But I hope everything will restore.
Oh, I'm here. Are we in?
Me too, yes.
Well, something's wrong. I have the best internet, but I don't know why.
It's okay, that happens.
Can you hear me, Paulina?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can.
Oh, okay. Well, it's the most expensive internet in Serbia, but still interrupts. I don't know what happens. So,
Maybe because of the solar flares.
well, Mercury is retrograde.
Oh yeah, I know that. But today, I think it's today on
Today
the
will
7th.
go.
Yeah, it will go again direct. Yeah,
But
direct.
still, it needs 2 days
A few
to.
days. Yeah, yeah, yeah. For the full. Yeah, yes.
I
I know.
know.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah. We understand.
Okay, okay, Paulina. So, do you have some poem today for us?
Of course, I have prepared some poetry, but before, if you allow me, I will tell you what inspires me most of all, because some
Mhm.
of my poems, they were inspired by some things, and I would like to explain what things. Well, actually, when I started, I actually, like an academic person, I graduated from the university or from the faculty of foreign languages. So I love languages. That what inspires me, what gives me inspiration, because I love the beauty of the speech craft. I
Me
love the
too.
beauty
I'm
of
trying to
language.
learn Russian better now.
Yes, and to me that's very important because I can see what kind of person is in front of me, judging by the way he speaks. Because actually, the importance of speechcraft and the importance of the oratory art was highly praised in ancient Greece, in Athens. And I read that the great philosopher Aristotle, when a new apprentice was brought before him, he said in ancient Greek, not exact phrase, but something like this, "Melesta te sasida," which means in ancient Greek, "Speak so that I can see you." So sometimes you can see what kind of person is in front of you, judging by the way he speaks. And besides, I think it's very important to develop your speech because it also develops our brains, establishing, building new connections in our brains.
Yes.
So that's why, for me, the beauty of speech is very highly important. And I've always been fascinated by Professor Tolkien because, well, everybody knows him just like, Professor who created The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
But there is more than meets the eye. There is something beyond because Professor Tolkien was professor of Oxford University and he spoke 5 languages
Yeah.
and he knew Anglo-Saxon language, which is very difficult. And when I'm reading his Hobbit or The Lord of the Rings, I admire the beauty of grammar structure of his language, the beauty of metaphors, the beauty of different structures, and the beauty of the words, the way he puts it. And I'm fascinated because, of course, you can express some ideas like plain ideas with very easy words, but sometimes, for example, in chapter 1, he wrote that Bilbo Baggins, and you could say he took after his father in each every way. But what he did, he wrote, Bilbo Baggins was just like the second edition of his father.
Yes.
That was it's brilliantly put. I'm just so much I'm fascinated by the way. So to me, I think that today's I'm speaking just judging by my own experience. Russian language and English, they are becoming more primitive. That's my feeling because if we compare to old English, for example, Shakespeare's time, or if I read William Blake, or if I read the poetry by Oscar Wilde, I admire its beauty. But today, everything is simpler, much easier. So, and that's why I love poetry, which is not just has a very deep meaning, but also is very exquisite in language. I always try to find some beautiful metaphors or epithets or some different comparison. To me, this is highly important. And today, well, usually during our meeting of the fertile brains, I do not read my poetry in Russian, but today I will read both my Russian
Mhm.
variant and English variant so that you can compare and see the
Okay.
difference. Maybe in intonation or maybe some maybe some rhythm. Well, you will see how different it is. So it will be my translation from Russian into English and from English into Russian. But both everything was created by me, of course. So the first one will be the nocturnal song or the night lullaby, which I read yesterday, but I didn't read my Russian variant. So first will be the English one. The nocturnal song. When the twilight grasps in the silence, then the world will bring us play. When the moon rejoices darkness, then we feel our pain allay. We are creatures of no sorrow, we are nameless in the morrow. Come with us until it's over, you'll become a fearless rover. When you listen to the whisper, you can hear us pitter patter. When you cover up a child, This will make dreams so much better. We shall dance upon the starlight. We are floating in the blue night. Step inside this glowing kingdom. Rest your heart in newborn freedom. When you find your soul is crying, then we'll heal it at a touch. When your hopes are slowly dying, we'll return them twice as much. We are hiding in this aura. We must vanish in aurora. Don't look back at all your fears. Find your way when sun appears. And now my Russian variant.
Okay.
Как сумерки обнимут тишину, нам мир подарит власть и вышину. Как только заискрит луна во тьме, то сразу боль ослаблет в глубине. Мы живем печаль не знаем, мы себя не называем. Приходи, пока не поздно, и стремись повыше к звездам. Как заметишь легкий шорох над листвой, это мы спешим и маним за собой. Позовет ребенок нас во мгле ночи, сон его мы несказанно облегчим. Мы танцуем в ярком свете, мы плывем в ночном куплете, приглашаем в королевство, насладись свободой детства. Коль душа заплачет горько от тоски, исцелим прикосновением руки. Ты махнешь рукой надеждам всем вослед, вдвое больше их вернем тебе в ответ. Мы нашли приют в сиянии, мы исчезнем утром ранним, страха больше не заметишь, вместе с солнцем путь свой встретишь. So if there is a little understanding of Russian, you can see that there is a certain correspondence between the English and the Russian variants. I tried to make them both as close as possible.
Great. I know one little part from Russia.
Yes, yes.
Расцветали яблони и круши, патлили тумани на рекой.
Yes, this is Katyusha. Katyusha, the famous song. Yes, yes, it's good. But it's wonderful because actually, judging from the psychological point of view, when you learn a foreign language, it helps you to develop your brain. It helps you, to establish new connections, and so your brain will function better. So it's, I would strongly recommend. Yes, it has been proven. It has been proven by scientists. This is not just my opinion. I read scientific work. Since I prefer reading a lot of scientific papers, I can tell you that, yeah, it's all based on scientific experiments and it has been proven. So it's okay. Mm-hmm.
Oh, great, great. Well, in my show, I have a little game. I know you have been watching. So I have a few books, and last time my guest Tanya Mijovic chose this book. Our Serbian writer Dusan Radović, Good Morning Belgrade. And now I will put some more books, and you will tell me which you prefer.
Okay.
Dusan Radović, Good Morning Belgrade, or Herman Hesse, Step Wolf. Which one will you choose?
Well, let it be the first one, Belgrade.
Belgrade?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is another Serbian writer, Ivo Andrić, or Dusan Radović.
So that's so new to me. So I'm actually fascinated to know about it more and more. Because let it be the second variant. I mean the latter one, not Belgrade this time, but this one.
Okay.
Yes, which is your left hand. Yes.
Ivo Andrić, he got Nobel Prize for this book.
Yes, that's why I have chosen it.
Yeah, you have feeling. And now what will you do? Here is Vasilevich Gogol.
Yes, and what work by Gogol is it?
Stories.
Oh, stories, yeah. No, let it be the one that I don't know, because I still prefer terra incognita, something that I don't know. So I prefer, yes, this one.
You want it?
Yes,
oh,
yes.
You have to read. This is a really great book, and he got Nobel Prize, and you choose him today. So he's definitely born for winning.
Yes,
Okay,
I think it's
thank you.
always. I'm quite a curious person. Person. I always try to learn something new because when you learn something new, it will make something. You become something new. I love I love discoveries. Yeah.
Yes, when I first saw you at Kumar Prasama's show with Fertile Brains, I thought you are from French. And then I was listening to you, so I thought that you're from Greece because you're blonde, I don't know. And then you said that you're from Russia.
To be honest, people say that I'm a multicultural person, so absorb difference. To be honest, I learn from different cultures because it's true. I've been living in so many countries. I've been discovering for myself so many cultures, and I do respect different cultures. So, to be honest, I cannot say that I belong to any particular. Of course, I'm Russian, and I absorb lots of Russian, but I also understand English culture, French culture, Japanese culture. So because I'm reading a lot, currently I'm reading a lot about different, I like traveling, I like watching National Geographic. I love history, by the way. I love ancient world because it gives me wisdom from the past. So it's like a sort of ancient chest filled with wisdom, and you just grab some from there. So it's all in there, and I'm also discovering, constantly learning something. So
Well, I must tell you that here in Serbia, we just adore Russia, adore your culture. We are so in love with you people, and you have so many great artists, great theater. I don't
yes,
like films very much, but theater, I am really, really in love with theater.
yes, yeah, I do love them.
Yes, and how you decided to go for study in London? You
Oh,
have many
yeah.
great universities in your country.
I do, yes. Well, actually, because after graduating from my university, I had to be plunged. I had to go and to be plunged into the English speaking atmosphere. So when English surrounds you 24 hours a day, so you start thinking English, you hear English around you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and even at night you start seeing dreams in English.
Dream on
Honestly,
English.
in English, it's happened. It happened to me. I'm telling you, and it helped me to have a better understanding of this culture. So to be honest, it really helped me when I came to the Cannes Film Festival. And I was sitting next to Alexander Boyd, an English actress who took part in the Coronation Street. It's a very famous English TV series, just like EastEnders, anyone can fall in love and so on and so forth. And it gave me a lot of experience because when you are there, you know what you're talking about, different TV series, different music, so everything. And besides, I made good friends, while staying in London. So if you're interested, I can tell you just about one particular person who was a great friend of mine. This is Lady Ursula Double.
I see, I
Yes.
see.
And the way we met was really fascinating because it happened. I remember the date. I remember the date. I'll explain. I'll tell you why this person is unique and had a great impact upon me. Happened in Kensington Gardens. It was the year 2000, November the 7th. It was a rainy day, and I was walking under a huge square umbrella reading a book by Nicholas Roerich, Heart of Asia. And all of a sudden, I hear a voice. Oh, what are you reading in the rain? And I looked around. There was an old lady, and we started communicating. And she said, How old are you, my dear? I said, I'm just 20. I said, I'm 4 years old. Tomorrow is my birthday. And so we started talking, and she invited me directly to her place for a cup of tea.
Yes,
Later,
English and Russian would like to drink tea, and we drink.
but yes,
uh,
for 5 o'clock tea. But look at the way she looked in her when she was young.
Oh, wow. What
And
late.
there she is
Real
on the
artist.
on the
Beautiful.
balcony of Buckingham Palace. because she was one of the maid of or she was one of the maids of honor of Her Majesty, but I didn't know about it. So it was I was taken by surprise when she introduced me to her friends, to her nephew Lord Edward Manners. So it was a complete new and very precious experience. And she also shared her wisdom with me. She said once, I remember we were having tea, and she said, past is just a memory, future is a mystery, and present is a present. So we should
Yes.
treasure every present moment that we are in. So that's why I'm very grateful to her for everything that which she did for me.
That's very true what she said. Well, do you have some other poem for today?
Of course. I will read another
Yeah.
poem. It's called Anne Boleyn's Lament. So the thing is that when I was in the Tower of London, I was absorbed by this atmosphere. You know, it's quite a gloomy place because lots of executions took place there. It was, if you remember, it was founded by William the Conqueror in 1066. So it's nearly 1,000 years old, and a lot of historic events took place there. And of course, we all know the sad story of Anne Boleyn, one of 6 wives of Henry VIII, the one that gave birth to Elizabeth Elizabeth I, the Tudor, which also opened the golden age, which also named the golden age of Queen Elizabeth. But I was standing there and thinking how tragic and terrible she felt when standing right minutes before her execution and still, pronouncing speech that praising her king, addressing her people, and then dying. I think she was very brave. And so that's what the poetry is about. I will read it in English and then in Russian. So again, you will compare maybe some intonation patterns, or maybe some rhythm. So we'll see what the difference is.
Okay, let's hear.
Okay, in English. My loneliness was born before me and welcomed me into this world. This prison cell would be my life end. I knew it well when I was hurt. I won't hide my look of sorrow, but show no fear. The die is cast. I will not weep these bitter tears to seek the refuge from my past. What's done is done, and more than ever I want to hold my head up high. This burning mark, a red-hot stigma, is in my heart and in my sigh. They do believe I can betray her when I'm inside this empty space, but I'll protect my pure child. My love will save her from disgrace. The king has put me out of glory. These words will slip from my last breath. I know you will become a legend, my daughter, Queen Elizabeth.
Oh, great.
And the Russian variant. Живое сердце с болью тлеет, неистов был любви огонь. Я мотыльком в тебе сгорела, упав в широкую ладонь. Коварным отблеском сияла звезда над нашею судьбой. За властный плен твоих объятий расплата будет головой. Я благодарна за былое, и пусть недолг был мой век, меня обрел ты как властитель, но потерял как человек. Надменный нрав давно простила, обиды нет к тебе ни в чем. Во мне теперь иная сила, хоть я склонюсь пред палачом. Скажу при всех, не зная страха, и крик душевный не тая. Великой будешь королевой, Елизавета, дочь моя. So I tried to make the translation as close as possible. So it's almost the same. It's almost the same, and I even try to follow the same rhythmical patterns. So I find it very important.
Both versions are very nice, really.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Russian language I like more, I must say.
It's more poetic, to be honest. If we compare, I've been reading a lot of poetry, and I like Shakespeare, and I know Shakespeare in the original, so I love William Blake, Auguries of Innocence. Probably you know, to see a world in a grain of sand and heaven in a wildflower, hold the infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. This is William Blake, one of my favorites, because I love his philosophy. I know that he's been greatly underestimated during his lifetime, but 2 centuries later he was praised and he was understood. So it's a tragedy. So I do love poetry in every, also French, but French is, of course, I don't have much time for practicing my French skills, but still it's very beautiful when you
You
read
can
poetry.
understand French, right?
A little bit, yes. When I was at the Cannes Film Festival, I spoke French, yes, because I had to. And I find this language incredibly musical and poetic. Because, if we speak about it, they have all the words stressed on the last syllable. For example, I say in Russian Chelyabinsk, but in French it will be Chelyabinsk. So that's
Yes,
why
exactly.
it's so musical because the stress is
Yes,
all.
I call your city also Chelyabinsk.
Yes. So
It's
for
nice
example,
like that.
yes, if I say in French, I live in Chelyabinsk, j'habite à Chelyabinsk, je m'appelle Polina. You see,
Yeah.
yes, je m'appelle Pauline, but still the last syllable is stressed.
And
That's why.
I call you Polina.
But it's good. I'm named after the god Apollo. He's my protector. He's my, guardian.
Great. Oh,
Protector, the god of
my
art.
name is Sanja, and it means someone who dreams. When
But it's
someone
good.
dreams, something like that. Sanja is on Serbian language is something
Mm.
like dream. When someone dreams,
Oh,
he
I
is
see.
dreaming. Like my name. If you translate literally, it means dreaming. She is dreaming, you know. And you have also name Sanja. What it means on your language?
Oh, you mean this is also both male and female, but
Yeah.
it's more like, it's informal, and the original form is Alexander.
Yes. Yes. Well, here it can be also male name, but
Hmm.
it's very rare. Most are women with Sanya, and
Oh,
I like my names. Well, my mother wanted me to be Alexandra, and my father said, no, she will be Sanya. And I'm very thankful for that to
yes,
him.
because it sounds a little bit softer, right?
I like, we have letter N exactly like
Yes. Uh-huh.
and like New York.
Yes,
I'm not
yes,
Sanya, Sanya. No,
yes,
I'm
yes, I know.
Sanya. I'm Dream, you know?
Yes, but
That's
it's
why.
good. I
Well,
think it really affects you, the name, because it's a
yes,
kind of our code. Our names are always have impact upon us. I think it's a kind of a code because I am named after the god. Well, it's actually the translation is daughter of the sun.
great. So something like Leo.
Yeah, it's,
Yes. Well, I like a balance. I should be Virgo, right? I'm trying to find balance in everything, and
absolutely,
I think that's real art to find balance in life.
absolutely. Harmony is the golden proportion, as in ancient Greek word.
Oh, yes, yes. Well,
Balance. Balance is the key to everything, I think.
what are your plans? Do you have poet meetings? I know you had
Yes.
recently. That's nice.
Yes,
I like that.
yes, I am trying to attend as many as possible because I like communicating with people. I like meeting new people. I like listening to their poetry, to their opinions. So
Mhm.
I love people, honestly, because they give me knowledge. Because there is a good saying that every person in this world is neither your friend nor your foe, but your teacher. And I gain lots of knowledge about other cultures, other people, and it makes me rich inside. It's like Because sometimes when you meet an interesting person, it's like reading a good book. The same.
Yes, exactly. So
It's
do
a
you think poetry will save the world for the end?
absolutely, because poetry is kind of such a fine art, I would say. And the beauty of the language will save us all because you know, a word has a very powerful impact. A word can kill or it
Right.
can lift you up. So it depends how well you master the art of speechcraft. So that's why. So let's move on and just make this world better with our poetry, with the beauty.
Yes, everything starts from the thoughts and then words and then
Yes,
is.
Plato's, yeah, from the thoughts, the world of thoughts, as Plato said. Yes,
Thank you,
everything.
Polina. We could speak really for hours, but we don't
Yes,
have
because you're
much
such an
time for.
interesting person. Yes, you're such an interesting person.
Thank
So
you.
thank you for
Thank you.
having me. Thank you so much.
I will invite you again in my show. And thanks everybody for watching
Thanks,
us.
everyone.
Thank
Yes,
to Fertile
thank you.
Brains, to Poets, and to Kumar Persama. See you next Monday. Bye bye from
See you.
Serbia.
Bye bye. Take care of yourself.